You're welcome to this lesson. Today, you are going to learn how to answer WASSCE questions on adjectives. I am Rumeso Adeyemo with the brand name English with RMG, and this video is proudly brought to you by IOTA Virtual Learning Platform. In this video, you are going to learn all you need to know about adjectives for you to excel in your WASSCE examination with practical past question solving. That is, this video is not just about explaining adjectives. We are going to solve lots of past questions on all the topics together for vivid clarification. So, are you ready? Get your writing materials and let's begin. First, what is an adjective? Yes, let's begin with the definition of an adjective. An adjective is a word which modifies, qualifies, or simply describes a noun. In a simpler definition, adjectives tell us more about nouns. That is, adjectives give us more information about nouns. Let's consider this simple sentence for example. We have the girl is reading a book. This is a simple declarative sentence. The nouns we have here are the girl and a book. However, if you add an adjective to this sentence, what are we going to have? So let's add intelligent. Intelligent is an adjective. So when we add intelligence, we are going to have the intelligent girl is reading a book. So intelligent here has given us more information about the girl. So now we know that it is not just any random girl, but it is an intelligent girl. So this is how adjective modify, qualifies, or describes a noun. That is, gives us more information about a noun. Do you understand? So, however, besides having adjective right beside or before the noun like this, can we also have adjective in another position in the sentence? Let's look at this example. We have the girl that is reading a book is intelligent. So the adjective in this sentence is what? Intelligent. And the noun that it is modifying is what? The girl. Because intelligent here is telling us that it is the girl that is intelligent, not the book. However, intelligent is far from the girl. It has been separated by a linking verb, which is. So, this is another type of adjective placement in a sentence, and I'm going to explain more on it. So, let's look at this simple sentence. The girl is intelligent. It is also a short sentence, but intelligent is not right beside the noun, which is girl. It has also been separated by a linking verb, is. So that takes us to the two types of adjective placements in a sentence. So we have the attributive adjectives and the predicative adjectives. So attributive adjectives are adjectives that directly precedes the noun. That is, it is usually directly beside the noun. So, for example, we have the intelligent girl is reading a book. So we can see that the adjective intelligent is right beside the noun, preceding it. So we can tell that it is modifying what? The girl. However, on the other hand, predicative adjectives are usually separated by a linking verb. That is, it is not usually right beside the noun it is modifying. So, for example, we have the girl is intelligent, already separated by is. So, the two types are what? Attributive adjectives and predicative adjectives. Let's consider a few other examples. So, we have the lazy girl field, attributive, right before the noun. Then we have she is lazy. Lazy is modifying she, but it has been separated by a linking verb. So we say that this kind of adjective is what? Predicative. Another example, my blue purse is in my bag. So blue here is an adjective, attributive adjective. So let me use this opportunity to also remind you that all colors are adjectives and all numbers are adjectives. So whether I say my red shoe, my blue bag, my pink cup, whatever, all colors in this context are what? Adjectives. I could also say that I have two books, I have three oranges, I have five houses. Numbers in this context as well are what? Adjectives. Do you understand? So for the predicative, we have my purse is blue. Also, another example, we have the pretty girl is here, attributive. And for the predicative, we have the girl here is pretty. Note, however, that almost all adjectives can either be attributive or predicative. However, there are a few exceptions. So let's consider the examples of these few exceptions. So we have some adjectives that can only be attributive. For example, a main road. Main here is modifying road, but you cannot say that the road that is main. No. So this kind of adjective can only be attributive. Also, when you say an indoor game, you cannot also say that a game that is indoor. No. So we say these kind of adjectives are only what? Attributive. So we have these few exceptions. For predicative as well, we have, for example, the children are asleep. Asleep here is modifying the children. So you cannot also say that they are asleep children. Do you understand? So you can only say the children are asleep. For the father as well, father is awake. You cannot say the awake father. Do you understand? Now let's move on to the next subtopic, which is how adjectives are formed. That is, how do we form these adjectives? So adjectives can actually be formed from other word classes, or what is popularly known as parts of speech. So adjectives can be formed from nouns, from verbs, or from other adjectives. So how do we do this? Let's consider a few examples. So we have some adjectives that are formed from noun. So we have beautiful from beauty. So we could have a beauty is astonishing as a noun, and as an adjective, you could say she is astonishingly beautiful. Do you understand? So by adding the suffix ful to beauty, we could form an adjective. Also, from education, we could also have educational. That is, by adding al to education. We could have costly from cost. I'm still going to explain adjectives with li later. We could have criminal from crime. And I know that sometimes criminal is also a noun. Do you understand? So there is a difference from saying he is a criminal. That is a noun. From saying this is a criminal offense. So that is going to be an adjective. Criminal modifying offense. So we have ambitious from ambition. So sometimes we say that most of the words that end with tious are what? Adjectives. We have desirable from desire. So we could also say that most of the words that ends with able are what? Adjectives. We could also have a few adjectives formed from verb. So from acts, we could have active by adding the suffix ive to it. Please, I need you to note this formation because there are questions on it from the past question, and we are going to answer it together at the end of this explanation. Do you understand? So we have enjoyable from enjoy. So you can say, I enjoy the movie. That's a verb. The movie is enjoyable. That's an adjective because enjoyable there is modifying the movie. We could also have forgetful from forget. Do you understand? We could have obligatory from obligate, and we could have elusive from elude. Do you understand? We could also have damaged from damage. So sometimes this might look like verb because of the ed at the end or the d at the end. Sometimes some verbs can function as an adjective by adding d to it. That is the past verb. So in context, we could have the damaged car. Do you understand? When you say the damaged car, that is no longer a verb. That is an adjective modifying the car so that we know that this is the car that has what? Damaged. So We could also have this kind of adjective that might look like verb because of the ing at the end of it. So from excite, we have exciting. So if I say this is an exciting news, it is not a verb, it is an what? An adjective. So you need to pay attention to how it is used. Exciting is modifying news. We have boring from what? Bore. It is a boring novel. So boring there is modifying novel. So that is going to be what? An adjective. And we also have annoying from annoying. So it displayed an annoying attitude at the party. So annoying is modifying what? Attitude. We could also have other adjectives from adjective itself. So we have tragical from tragic. The event is tragical, or this is a tragic event. They are both adjectives. Do you understand? So we could also have white, whitish. The book is white, or the book is whitish in color. They are both modifying the noun. Do you understand? Whole, wholesome. That is, we have wholesome from whole, or we can form whole from wholesome. Then we have large and what? Largely. Do you understand? I hope you are noting all of this. So now let's talk about adjectives that ends with ly. I know that some of you have been taught that all words that ends with ly are adverbs. Yeah, adverbs largely ends with ly. However, whether it is an adjective or an adverb depends on how it is used. If a word ends with ly but it is modifying a noun, then it is an adjective regardless. Do you understand? So if you say it displayed a manly attitude, manly there is modifying attitude. So you cannot say that that is an adverb. Adverb only modifies verb. Do you understand? So don't always limit the rule to just one thing. So let's look at other examples. We have, so another example is lively from life. So you can say the event was lively. That's an adjective. We could also have miserly from miser, and we could have costly from cost. Do you understand? So now, after we've explained this formation of adjectives, let's look at some practical questions from the past YSSE question. So I want you to know that questions on adjectives are usually in your section 5 of your paper 1 past questions. So all the questions that I'm going to be asking is going to be from this section. So we have, I don't believe that any dash person would do such a thing. So let's look at the options for us to see what is going to be our possible answer. So we have A, matured, B, mature, C, maturing, D, matures. So we want to look at the possible form of adjective that we can have from mature. A, matured. B, mature is a verb. But what we are looking out for is an adjective. And don't forget that I say that when we want to form an adjective from some verbs like that, we only need to add D to it, just like we have damaged from damage. Do you understand? So back to our question. A, matured. C, maturing is also like a continuous verb, and matures is like the singular form of the verb. Do you understand? So the only form of adjective here is what? Matured. Do you understand? Mature, just like we have from the explanation I did earlier. So our answer is going to be what? A, matured. I then believe that any matured person would do such a thing. So not mature, please. The answer is what? Matured. Let's look at another example, which is number 72 of 2012. Paper 1 YSSC question. So we have, any good newspaper will cater for the needs of the dash public. So we have A, reader, B, readers, C, reading, D, readable. So of course we want to look out for the form that is what? An adjective. So reader is a noun. If I say I'm a reader, that's a noun. Do you understand? B, readers. That's also a noun, but a plural noun. Do you understand? Reading. That can also be a verb or another word class. Then we have readable. That's an adjective. But if you say readable, then you'll be referring to maybe a book. It is readable. You cannot say readable public. Do you understand? So remember that I also said that some adjectives are formed from verb like exciting, boring, annoying. The fact that it has ing does not mean that it is not an adjective. Do you understand? So the only option that fits into this context is what? The needs of the reading public. So our answer is going to be what? C, reading. Any good newspaper will cater for the needs of the reading public. Do you understand? I hope you are getting how I'm explaining these concepts and how I'm applying the rules to answer the questions from the past question. If you need to pause the video or rewind it to get more clarification, please do. And if you have any question, you can put it in the comment section below. I'll be glad to answer. So let's move on to the next subtopic, which is types of adjectives. So we have types of adjectives and we are going to discuss them. So let's begin with proper adjectives. Proper adjectives are formed from a proper name, that is a proper noun. Just like your name is a proper name of places are proper. Do you understand? So we also have proper adjectives. So let's look at a few examples of proper adjectives. We have Asian, formed from Asia. You know we say that they are always formed from proper nouns. Do you understand? Asian from Asia. Then we could also have African from Africa. Then we could have Chinese from China. Are you getting the logic now? And we could also have Nigerian from Nigeria. So what I really need you to note here is that proper adjectives also usually begin with a capital letter. Just like all proper nouns begin with capital letter, regardless of where they appear in a sentence. Do you understand? So whenever you are writing a proper adjective in your examination, make sure that you begin it with a capital letter. Just like you will always begin your name with a capital letter because it's a proper noun, or a name of a place because it is a proper noun. Proper adjectives should also always begin with a capital letter. For example, we have he likes Chinese rice. You can see that the C is capitalized, regardless of the fact that it is in the middle of the sentence. So all proper adjectives should be capitalized as well. I am a Nigerian lady. N is capitalized because it is a proper adjective. Do you understand? So we could also have another example. Indian people are adorable. So it's at the beginning, but even if it is not at the beginning, you still have to capitalize it. Do you understand? So you need to take note of this so that you don't get penalized for a grammatical error in your examination. I'm referring to the writing part now, not the multiple options section. Do you understand? So let's move on to the next type of adjective, which is adjectives of quality. So, what are adjectives of quality? Adjectives of quality describe the quality, strength, weakness, ability, or state of a person or thing. So that is like a general view of a noun. Do you understand? So we have examples: good, bad, wise, noble, rich, poor, warm, beautiful, studious, dirty, etc. I could even say that adjectives for quality are the commonest type of adjective. Do you understand? All those common adjectives that you know are adjectives of quality. He's an handsome man. Handsome is adjective of quality. Do you understand? So adjective of quality also allow us to show comparison among the degrees of the qualities of nouns. Thus, adjectives of qualities are in three forms. So we have the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. That is, when we talk about adjectives of qualities, we can as well compare one from the other. That is, we can compare that degree. Do you understand? And I know that you are super familiar with this, but just stay calm till the end so that you can get how to use it to answer your questions correctly. So we have tall, taller, tallest. So you're familiar with this already, right? So we could also have fat, fatter, fattest. Do you understand? Then we could have beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. So we say these type of adjectives are regular adjectives because They are formed by just adding er or est, or by adding more or most to the adjective. We also have irregular adjectives: good, better, best, for example. That is, they have to change their form completely for the comparative and the superlative. So that means that you need to learn their comparative and superlative individually. So we have bad, worse, worst. I'm really sorry to cut you short, but let's continue in the continuation of this video. Right in the description below, the link is right there. Kindly go there now and click on it to continue. I do not want this video to be too long so that it doesn't bore you. That is why I have split it into parts. Do you understand? So go there now to click on it so that you can watch till the end. You do not want to miss all the past questions that I'm going to solve eventually. See you in the next part.